Are you spending 2+ hours in the gym each day only to feel burned out, exhausted, and like you are actually losing muscle? Here's the situation. If you do too much and you don't give your body what it needs, your body will work against you, leaving you feeling more confused and frustrated than ever. In today's episode, I'm going to explain the 5 secrets necessary to build muscle and not have to spend hours in the gym each training session. Grab a pen and paper and take some notes. Let's go. So many moons ago, I was constantly looking at females in these fitness magazines and oohing and awing over them, wishing I could look like them. And I never knew how in the world to get there. I would just randomly go into the gym and do some things here and there. I'd spend a long time at the gym, but I really never had a plan and I really never knew what in the world I was doing. So I want to save you the headache, if you feel like this is you, of how you can actually build muscle without just wandering around the gym aimlessly and spending hours at the gym when you don't need to. So there's 5 secrets I'm going to let you in on today in this episode. So secret number 1 is to focus on compound movements. So compound movements are movements that are going to utilize a bunch of different muscle groups at the same time. So this was things like squats and deadlifts, bench presses, pull-ups. They're all going to engage multiple muscle groups at one time, and that's going to maximize your workout efficiency. So essentially, you're going to be working those multiple muscle groups without having to just do a couple bicep curls over here, now a couple tricep presses over here, where you're just working these little teeny tiny muscles. Now, you do want to use those exercises from time to time, but the majority of your workout, if you can focus on those compound movements, you're going to hit those muscle groups multiple times throughout the week, which is actually going to help you with building muscle. So here's an action tip for you. You want to incorporate 3 to 4 compound exercises into your routine, aiming for at least 3 to 4 sets of 6 to 10 reps of each of these exercises. So for example, you could do 4 sets of 8 reps of squats, deadlifts, bench presses, and pull-ups. There's your 4 compound movements that you can incorporate into your training session right now, and that's going to help you to fulfill this goal of focusing on compound movements. Number 2 is to prioritize nutrition. Of course, you didn't think you were going to listen to this episode on the Female Sports Nutrition Podcast and not hear about nutrition. So it is essential that number 1, you are eating enough for you to build muscle. If you are not eating enough calories over the day, hear me loud and clear, you will not build muscle. You need to eat in excess in order to build muscle. So if you're not going to want to push yourself a little bit on eating a little bit more, you're going to have a harder time building muscle. You also need to prioritize protein throughout your day. So making sure that you are splitting up your protein over the course of each of your meals and snacks, and you're eating multiple times per day. So what I mean is I don't want you to shove all your protein into your lunch and dinner meals and call it good. Your body doesn't work like that. It needs consistent amounts of protein throughout the day. So making sure that you are incorporating at least 3 ounces of protein at each of your meals and 2 ounces or maybe even 3 ounces at your snacks as well. Also, you want to make sure that you are incorporating carbohydrates in your diet, because carbohydrates is going to help with muscle growth and repair, and also it's going to help give you some energy while you're lifting. And then also making sure that you are incorporating fat because of hormone production like testosterone, and you need testosterone to build muscle. So make sure that you are eating ideally 5+ meals a day. I say meals, but really meals, snacks, however you want to categorize them throughout the day, that is going to incorporate at least 20 to 25 grams of protein per meal and snack. And you also want to make sure that you are having protein and carbohydrates within 30 minutes of finishing your training session. If you don't know anything about post-workout training, about what to eat post-workout training, I will link a podcast episode below for you. And also, if you don't even know anything about how to put together a fueling plan for yourself, I'm going to link a podcast episode for you below as well. Number 3 is to incorporate high-intensity interval training. High-intensity interval training allows you to build muscle and improve your cardiovascular fitness in a shorter amount of time. So essentially you can get more work done in a shorter amount of time. Now, it's a really hard and intense workout, but you will be able to build muscle and you'll be able to get those cardiovascular benefits in there at the same time. So you want to make sure that you are incorporating 20 to 30-minute HIIT sessions 2 to 3 times per week, and you're focusing on different exercises like body weight exercises, as well as utilizing things like dumbbells and bands, where you're flip-flopping back and forth between these exercises. So basically your HIIT workouts are going to look like alternating short bursts of high intensity exercise with brief recovery periods. So this is going to be somewhere in the neighborhood of like 20 to 60, even 90 seconds of some type of high intensity exercise. And then you're going to be following that up with the same amount of rest time, or you could do a little bit shorter, basically just enough time so that you can get back out there and do the same exercise or the next exercise with as much intensity. So for example, you could do burpees, do that for 30 seconds, as many as you can get done in 30 seconds, then take a 30-second break, just kind of pace around the room. And now you can go to doing jump squats and do that for 30 seconds, pace around the room, let your heart rate come back down a little bit, and then you get back out there and do the next exercise. You get the idea. So for HIIT training sessions, you really want to incorporate these about 2 to 3 times per week and really just utilize what you have. Number 4 is to optimize rest and recovery. So this is something that I have been telling athletes over the years many, many times, especially endurance athletes. I feel like endurance athletes are kind of the worst because they sign up for races over and over and over again, and they never give themselves any type of a break. If you look at any professional athlete, they're always going to have an on season and an off season. And I think as athletes, we should do the same, or we should at least take a down week. So what I mean by that is don't sign up for CrossFit competitions every month or sign up for a triathlon every couple of weeks and expect that you're going to do well. You're not going to do well because you're not giving your body enough rest and recovery. So muscles are really going to grow during rest and not just workouts. So you need to make sure that you are incorporating rest periods into your training plan. So proper recovery is going to help with preventing injuries. It's also going to ensure that your muscles have enough time to repair themselves and grow stronger. So what I suggest doing is making sure that you are first focusing on your sleep, getting at least 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep each night. And I know if you have kids, you may not be getting quality sleep all the time. Last night, I got woken up twice by my kids, but you do the best that you can. So really making sure that you're getting a good amount of sleep in there. If there is something that you can change it. So for example, we used to have the cat sleep in our bed every night. And at 3 a.m. every night, this cat wanted to go outside. And after a while, I was like, I can't take it anymore. The cat is out. So we booted him out of our room. So that's something that you can change. If you can change a variable, change it so that you can get a better night's sleep. Also, make sure that you are including rest days into your training schedule. So at the very least, you need 1 rest day per week. I would really say give yourself more like 2 rest days per week, and you can do active recovery. That doesn't mean that you just need to sit on the couch for those days. You can go for a walk. You could do some easy yoga. You could stretch. Those are all great options for active rest days. Number 5 is to track your progress and adjust your workouts. If you're not tracking your progress, it's going to be really difficult for you to know if you are actually making progress and what variables to change. So there's going to be several variables that you can change for progressive overload, and progressive overload is actually what's going to help you to build muscle. So this is going to be things like increasing your weight, increasing your reps, decreasing your rest time, and also just increasing your overall intensity. So you want to make sure that you are keeping a journal. Either you can use the note section on your phone. You could always just use pen and paper. There are lots of different apps that you can use where you can track all your reps and your sets and how you're feeling and all that kind of stuff. Whatever the method is that you prefer, you want to utilize that so that you are actually seeing what progress that you're making and what variables that you can change. And you want to change them up every 4 to 6 weeks so that you are keeping your routine fresh and you are challenging your muscles. I do suggest making that last week a little bit of a down week so that you are giving your body a little bit of a rest in between switching up your training routines. So here is the bottom line. You want to focus on quality over quantity when it comes to building muscle and your training sessions. And just remember that consistency is key. If you are consistently not eating enough, or you're consistently not challenging yourself enough in the gym, you're going to have a hard time building muscle. It's not about spending 7 days in the gym for 3 hours each time. Really, you can build a good amount of muscle in just training 3 days a week, but by following these 5 secrets that I have laid out for you. So let's just recap here. Number 1 is to focus on compound movements. Number 2 is to prioritize your nutrition. Number 3 is to utilize high intensity interval training. Number 4 is to incorporate rest and recovery. And number 5 is to track your progress and adjust your workouts. If you found this episode helpful, please share it with a girlfriend. Head on over to my Facebook group, Female Sports Nutrition, and share your progress with us in the group, or share what you've learned with us. I'd love to hear from you.